You can download the answer in the video for free, link in the description. A Lambda function is basically a temporary or short inline function that is used when you have code that you want to run and the code of the function is short-lived and you want to minimize the overall clutter of your script, given that you don't intend to reach the function from any other locations within the script, as otherwise you would be better off with just a regular function. Lambda functions allow you to assign them to variables, which you can then call to activate the code inside. And because they are functions, you can also provide them arguments that you pass inside of the call function, and you can define the type int of the function itself as well, which also means that you can have a Lambda function return a value, allowing you to, for example, create simple calculations. This one, which takes two built-in variables and multiplies them, then provides that to the Lambda variable with return, which allows us to use the call function on this variable, passing the two values that we want to multiply with each other. And then because we are printing this variable with the call function, we can then print what that result is. Additionally, you can provide a name to the Lambda function, although this name can't be reached or called and only exists for the sake of debugging your code. As in this example, I'm calling the Lambda function and not providing a value for the argument. Running the script will cause an error, which will state the name of the Lambda function, making it easier to find out where the error occurred in the case that you have a very large script. Lambda functions also handle values and variables uniquely. In the case of a variable changing between the two calls of a Lambda function, first being set to 10, then having the Lambda function called, then setting it to 55.2 and calling it again, they will both print a value of 10 rather than the second having an updated value of 55.2. This is because the Lambda function holds whatever the value of the variable equaled when the Lambda was established, meaning that if the variable had its value changed to something like 22 before the line with the Lambda, then that Lambda function would instead print 22 rather than 10, as the change happened before the Lambda was established. Additionally, a Lambda can't change the value of an outer variable. In this example, the variable is changed to a value of 88.88, which will be what gets printed. However, the variable will still equal 10.0, basically self-containing the logic for setting this variable without it actually affecting the variable outside of the Lambda. The most common use case of a Lambda involves signals. In this example, I have a button that when pressed will call a function that contains code. In this example, it would just be better to use a Lambda function that runs the same code. The reason being is because this function is only ever going to be activated by the signal, so there is no reason to establish a separate function. And by using a Lambda, if I ever want to change or add lines of code to the function connected to the signal, I know exactly where the code is, which is especially useful in large scripts with tons of functions, as the Lambda function doesn't show up in the method list on the left. And not only can you connect Lambda functions to built-in signals like the press signal on a button node, but you can also connect them to custom signals as well, which an additional tip with Lambda functions and signals is that it can allow you to have a chain of signals activate in a specific order without much mess in the script. As in this example, when I emit my first signal, it will print or activate any code that I want, then emit the second signal, which will then run its code immediately after the first signal. Finally, a good example of using a Lambda function in your game can be if you have a simple 2D platformer and the player has invincibility frames and they take damage, and you have a timer node that on timeout activates a function that simply resets the invincibility frames and resets the visuals as well. As mentioned before, rather than establishing an entire function that won't be called anywhere else in the script and holds very simple code, we can instead use a Lambda function and connect the timer's timeout signal to that function instead. This is also important to take note of, as a Lambda function is considered a callable, which a callable is just code that calls a function. And because a signal can only be connected to a callable, it allows for us to, in a roundabout way, to connect a signal to regular lines of code opposed to a function, making a Lambda function very useful in these cases. Now you have a basic explanation of Lambda functions and an example of how to use them in your Godot games. And don't forget that you can check out the project files link in the description.